Welcome to the Wellness Empowerment Project. I'm Trish.
And I'm Julie. We are two nurses exploring holistic healing and wellness practices to empower you to be the leader of your own health.
Join us as we have fun making the weird shit a normal part of your everyday life. Hi, and welcome to the Wellness Empowerment Project. This is Trish and Julie, and we are here today with the elite business strategist, visionary, entrepreneur mentor, and wellness advocate, Laura Gindac. With a distinguished 2-decade career in the sales industry, she has consistently achieved award-winning results as the founder of OmniRise, the foundational entity that unites and supports all of her business ventures. This strategic framework embodies her commitment to holistic growth and innovation across diverse sectors. She's also launching XQ-SLESS, a wellness support tribe, groundbreaking initiative integrating her expertise and passion for self-care and introspection. This project represents a new paradigm for achieving personal and professional excellence. Her extensive study and research on high-achieving sales strategies and leadership in human relations has led her to develop a structured curriculum focused on key principles for those committed to profound growth and success. Welcome, Laura.
Hello. Thank you so much, Tricia and Julie, for having me today.
So exciting to have you here with us today. I am really looking forward to our conversation about how you can intertwine wellness in with leadership. Trish and I have both been in leadership positions, and even being in healthcare, many of our peers and ourselves are guilty of this as well, about not taking care of yourself as you're striving to make great achievements. So really excited about this conversation.
Laura, you have quite an extensive background of sales, human resources. How did you make this jump from that to wellness?
Any transition comes with an awakening or an experience that makes you transition to the next step. Me personally, it was not having that balance. It was just work. It didn't matter if I was tired or hungry or lacking anything else. My focus was purely on my work until things start to pull you back naturally and you can't give all of your physical, mental, and emotional attention to that work. So you look at yourself and you go, what is this trying to tell me? What is it that I need here? And of course, it was balance. I did not have that balance. So that was really the main point that made me realize I need to make some extreme changes if I want to continue to succeed in my professional life and also how I feel mentally, physically, and emotionally on a daily. It was really the burnout, the stress, the overwhelming one aspect, and then obviously the other aspects that you don't really see that, but eventually it becomes so obvious that you are not able to continue giving all of your energy to one area because there's no energy left to give.
Let's talk about the word balance, because so many of us talk about wanting or needing balance in our lives. Not sure at least I have not been able to find full balance myself. Sometimes I think that work-life balance is a bit of a misnomer. Can you delve into that a little bit more as to what do you mean by balance and how does that actually look in real life, especially in a high-power job?
Yeah, definitely. We all share the workload of whatever you do in your daily as far as work takes up the majority of your day, usually for most of us. And even if you're a, let's just say, stay-home mom, that itself is still going to take up majority of your time. So when we say balance, we're not really talking 50-50, right? We're talking more about listening to your body or to your mind and going, I now need a break. Knowing when to say, I'm going to take 2 minutes here, 5 minutes here. I'm going to set an appointment to do 30 minutes of this for myself, because if I don't fill up 30 minutes here and go on to do the next hour of work, let's say, it's the same thing as driving a car. Okay, you bought your brand new car and you filled her up and you just continue to drive. Eventually, you're going to have to stop the fuel, and if you don't make that conscious choice it's going to break down on you. You're going to have to do it anyway, and it's going to take you longer to fill her up because you're going to have to call a tow truck because it's trying to fill right. So that when the people get burnt out. So balance game. It doesn't mean 50-50. It means carving out essential time, whether that be, like I said, 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there, throughout the day, or maybe you might do it in 3 segments. I'm going to do 20 minutes morning, 10 minutes lunchtime, and then 20 minutes evening, or however, or you might break it up 7 times a day. And I'm going to do this for 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there. Yeah, it doesn't really matter when you do it and how many times you do it. It's important that you do it and you stay consistent. That is where you continue to refill your energy, your mental clarity, your muscles that get relaxed. Hence why we need sleep. We don't just need sleep because it's a part of being a human. That's how the body charges itself. Your phone needs to be charged. Everything needs to be charged because it runs out. Just like we can't have 24 hours of sunlight. Everything needs a rest. It's just about finding what works for you, a schedule, so to speak. And some days you don't keep to that schedule because things happen, right? Emergencies or life just happen. And that's okay. And I think that most of the time that's where people drop off because they make this plan and they go, oh, I didn't stick to that plan today, so now I'm not going to stick to it tomorrow either. Then you start to have this new habit of not being consistent, not honoring yourself, not respecting yourself. And then you just keep repeating the same old ways of being and you achieve nothing. I hope that gives a little bit of clarity around what balance means to me anyway, how I see it and perceive it.
I really loved how you spoke about trying to fit it in during the day. You said 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 7 minutes. I know a lot of us, and myself in the past included, well, not innocent here. It would be, I want to do 30 minutes or an hour. If I can't do this thing, it falls off. And it's almost like we end up in this all or nothing mentality. Either we're balls to the wall, exercising 5 to 7 days a week, full speed ahead, or we're the other extreme, sitting on the couch, nothing left to get, doing absolutely nothing at all. I would love to hear from you. What are some other pitfalls or excuses that you hear that people fall?
Yeah, very good questions. I'm a strong believer that most of us don't succeed in life due to the excuses that we tell ourselves. To answer your question directly, the most common excuses I believe most people fall into is, number one, I don't have enough time, I don't have enough money. I've tried it, doesn't work. I don't think that will work for me, or I don't believe that's possible for someone like me. Therefore, they either give up or they don't try at all. The truth behind that is we've all got the same amount of time. We may not all have the same amount of money, but that doesn't mean that we can't find ways to do the things that we want to do and the things that are necessary for us to live or to start to live the life that we want. Like you said, oh, I want to work out 30 minutes every single day. And then if that week you failed at that, or let's just say didn't succeed at that, you then give up and go, now, see, it's not for me, right? Or I can never achieve something like that. Living a life where you're surrounded by these excuses based on maybe your current situation or your past situation, only going to reproduce that exact same situation into your future. So the key is to remove the or exchange, or say the word, use the word exchange, the excuses for what can I do? What is it that I can do? If I start with 30 minutes of exercise, can I do 5 or 6 or 7 minutes? Yes, I do that. I don't have enough money to go to the gym. Can I use things around the house or go for walks? Yes, I can. I've tried this before and it didn't work. Can I try it again? Yes, I can. Right? So looking at what you can do rather than what you think you can't do and what hasn't worked in the past. Finding different ways to achieve a similar goal. And in the long run, you'll achieve a bigger goal without even realizing it.
I love that. I was just thinking you get around those. And you answered the question even before I got to it. Flipping things on its head to really get around that. I love that concept. Do you feel like certain attitudes or personality types really challenge that thought process around how to get past their own excuses? Or do you find that with coaching that most people can turn that around?
Yeah, look, good question. First of all, you can probably hear my dog barking in the background. And most of the interviews I do or my meetings and sessions, you'll always hear my dogs. And again, I'm not going to use that as an excuse to say I can't do interviews because my dog might randomly bark. It is what it is, right? It's part of my life. And we might think, oh, gee, how's that going to look professionally? It's a dog barking. We all know that people have dogs, right? And some people might go, oh no, I can't do this because of this. You move through it, right? Let's answer your question directly. Different personalities, different characters. No, I don't believe it depends on different personalities and different characters. I believe it really depends on your way of thinking, the pattern of thinking, because all personalities and all characters can fall under the same trap of thinking, oh no, I'm not going to do this because I don't have time and not for me. And so it's not, I don't think it's the personality character. It's more just you fall under a habit or a pattern of thinking. And then once that habit is formed, you then fall under this program and you just start doing that on repeat. And one of us can fall under that at any moment in our life if we don't catch ourselves thinking, oh, is this what I've been thinking? If I've been thinking, I can't do this and I can't do that. So let's just have it change. Yes, it can. You can help people through coaching and through mentorship and empowering them. But at the end of the day, it really comes down to us as individuals. When you think, I've had enough, I can't live like this anymore, I don't want to, that is really when the change is going to happen. Otherwise, people are just comfortable living their life like that, then they're just going to continue doing it. Doesn't matter how much coach says you've got to change. If they don't want to, they don't make the decision internally that they fully want that change. It's not going to happen to anyone.
Yeah, I feel like that's the concept that I have in my mind about flip the switch. Like when you come to terms with, I'm done, I've had enough. You've just flipped your own switch and you're like, okay, it's go time. It really is about choosing your hard. It's either hard to stay in the same pattern or it's the hard of growing and changing your ways. Is there anything that people can do when they at least start to recognize that they're in a pattern that's not necessarily in their best interest to move them towards being able to flip that switch? I know I should be eating better and I'm just not. And it's just not painful enough for me to make different choices. Is there a way to help people move it along to flip the switch? Or does it just have to get to that point in your life?
There's probably two aspects of answering that question. The first one is that the person as an individual needs to make an internal decision. Without a decision, nothing happens. The internal decision, and then start small, because if you don't start small, you have not got the neurological connections in your brain to do something that's out of your routine. You can't go from doing nothing to doing an hour of exercise every single day. You physically can, and it has happened. But the reason why most people fail and don't continue to uphold that new way of being is because they haven't practiced. So when you start small, you start, let's say, with 7 minutes a day or under 7 minutes a day. What you are doing is you're setting a template for your brain, setting a template for your muscle in the system to say, this is now what we're doing in small chunks. It's easy to do little bits at a time. So we are preparing mind and body for a new way of being. Once you can be consistent with little bit, then it is easier to go for longer or maintain it in whatever different area you want. Got to start small, which basically means you just have to start. This is how we set. And it's in motion. What is a habit? A lot of people don't really understand what a habit is. A habit is simply a memorized, right, like a photocopy in the memory. You don't have anything to put into the photocopier. What's it going to spit out? basically the last thing that's in its memory. And that might be your old habit, the old way of being. But you've got to feed yourself something new. But it's not about how it's fine. You do it. It's about the consistency, memorizing it. It's the template. And then you become familiar with it. And it becomes a part of you, the natural way you living or being, thinking. Hope that makes sense.
It does. So, Laura, I know we talked previously. I'm also a Kundalini yoga instructor. And one of the big things that they impress is doing a practice every day for 40 days to change a habit, actually, is the terminology that they use. But you also spoke about doing something small. And small can be different to all people. What does small look like? But you also mentioned the word 7 minutes. In the Kundalini technology, they have a period of time of what changes in your body at certain time periods, 3 minutes, 11 minutes, and actually 7 minutes is one of them as well. So I'd like to know, is there a specific reason why you mentioned 7 minutes?
Okay, so not specifically. However, everything does usually revolve around the cycle of 7. We have 7 weeks, so 7, days in a week. Everything's generated up around, ciphers itself around 7. When you say to someone, oh, if you do this for 10 minutes, you're like, oh, you know what 10 minutes feels like, right? But you don't really know what 7 minutes feels like. So it's under 10 minutes. Under 10 minutes feels like this. And so 7 minutes must feel easier than 10 minutes. So you just go in up with a bit of ease and a bit of curiosity. 5 minutes is nothing. 5 minutes is nothing. 10 minutes is live around 10 minutes. So that in-between part is it's easy. It doesn't look like a struggle to anyone generally. But yes, 7 minutes just means that we're doing it long enough to create the resilience within the body, creating the mental clarity, because you do something for 7 minutes. It's still a bit of a while. So you'll try and, I don't know, let's say, try and draw in something for 2 minutes. Let's say you're coloring in 2 minutes. It goes past really quick. As you continue on, you start to pick up momentum. That's when the learning process starts. So this is specifically why I choose 7 minutes to do something. And I'm just going to give a very small example. I might say, I'm tired or I can't be bothered to exercise today, but I'm going to exercise for 7 minutes. So what happens after that 7 minutes? You've picked up a little bit of momentum and you pick up a little bit more energy and you're like, yeah, I can go for another 3 minutes. And then you've got 10 minutes. So that 7 minutes just really, it's not threatening, but it's enough to create momentum within the mind and the body.
How can you bring the 7-minute rule into your workplace, into your business life?
Yeah. Okay. So you might be working and you set a timer, right? And you go now every hour, 7 minutes, I'm going to get up. I'm going to walk to the laundry and put the washing out. I'm going to walk to the kitchen and do some washing some dishes. I'm going to walk to my bedroom and fold some clothes and just set a timer for 7 minutes. Or you might say, okay, I'm going to go and just look at names for 7 minutes. Or I'm going to do some deep breathing. Or I'm going to take 7 minutes and message my friends and family and just ask how they are. You stay connected. If you just set aside 7 minutes to do the things that you want to do and the things that are necessary for your well-being, you can simply do it like that by setting a time, dedicating that time for yourself, but keep it as a promise to yourself, like a contract with yourself. But if you are not loyal to yourself, it's very hard to achieve anything in life, and also to find people that are going to be loyal to you. If you're not loyal to yourself, people can only treat you how you treat yourself. So it dive into a lot more aspects of life when you start to honor your own words and your own way of you say you're going to do in your life. And it opens up a lot more opportunities and things just start to come easier to you when you commit to yourself.
I wholeheartedly agreed with that. I think there is something to be said about when we honor the agreements that we make with ourselves, even if they're only for a couple of minutes, we start to build our own self-trust. And at the end of the day, it's hard to make decisions if you don't have self-trust. I'd like to know, with either your personal experience or a client experience, can you share with us a big win or a big story that you've been able to witness of someone that they had by implementing the 7 minutes or any of working with you and implementing these different strategies?
Actually, I won't give well, I've give you plenty of clients and people that I've worked with, but I think the biggest one is myself. To be honest, I just made that decision that I was going to start to do little small things every single day. And I was going to start to do the things that I didn't want to do, like the chores. And I made a decision that whether I felt like it, didn't feel like it, was tired, or every single excuse that came about, I used that as the trigger point of if I can do it now when I don't feel like it, then I've overcome the art itself. Because it's so easy to do things when you feel like it. Tell someone that loves gardening, go and garden. Oh, okay, great. But tell someone that hates it, they're like, I'll get to it sometime. There are plenty of success stories. That's what you're wanting to hear, but I'm just going to give it my own personal experience. I made a choice that I was going to do the things, the chores that I felt that were most difficult or most annoying, or the ones that I was just not interested in. I started doing those things. I built up healthy habits. I built up resilience to not giving into how I feel about it. Because if we're going to do things based on how we feel about it, nothing will get done. Yeah. And with saying that, I use these little tricks, but aspects that I've learned into my daily life. And I've now created a massive platform with hundreds or close to thousands of networking people just because I've implemented doing small things every single day towards my business, and then doing small things every day towards my health, doing small things every day towards my internal mental clarity. And that's why I've structured my business to let's just start with 7 minutes and let's just continue with 7 minutes. Even if you don't get a full workout for 30 minutes every single day for the rest of your life, it doesn't matter. Even if you don't work on your mindset every single day, 30 minutes and whatever it is, if you can just do something in your life for a small amount of time, that's all that matters to get you to that next step. And then all of a sudden, the puzzle comes together and you're like, gee, I had thought that this whole puzzle was going to be complete 4 or 5 months ago. You'd be like, it's impossible. But just doing the little tiny bits, it adds up. And the proof is there because you see it in front of you and you're like, how did I get all of this achieved just by doing small little tiny things every single day? The effects will be visible, and they are for me now.
Congratulations. I really just want to highlight when you said, if we wait until it feels good to do it, nothing will ever get done. I think that is a massive thing to remember, because how many of us every single day, oh, I'll do it later. I don't feel like doing it. And you're right. If we wait till we feel like doing it, we're never going to get anything done. Laura, can you please, before we close out, share with us about your groundbreaking XQ-SLESS-wellness tribe initiative?
Yes, the initiative behind the business is exactly what we've just been talking about. People drowning in their excuses and then just not getting the result or living the life that they want to live. I decided to get this platform where I can give people 7 minutes of knowledge into their day in all major areas of life, because some people are struggling with their physical fitness, mental fitness, their spiritual fitness, their business fitness. I've created a platform where I've got 10 health rooms that cover all major areas of life, and all the information is under 7 minutes. In addition, there is let's say a mentor, a guide within that health room to help people stay on track, because accountability is also very necessary when you're starting a new process. That's why when we go to school, we have a teacher and they keep you accountable. Did you do your homework? Because if the person's not there to say, did you do this? Then who's going to know whether you did or didn't? So you might as well not do it. The way I've structured the platform is there is a sort of teacher there to keep you accountable. Because it's we're all adults, there's no you have to, right? It's if you want to. In addition, I guess, crushed the most common excuses as far as the no time. Everyone's got 7 minutes in their day. The other big excuse that we find amongst a lot of people is financial excuses. I just don't have the money. So my platform is basically $5 a month. And I think the majority of people can afford that to start to live the life that they want in small little chunks. And the most beautiful part about it is I'm bringing variety to them. Most people go, oh, I don't really connect with this person as a mentor. I don't like this style of exercise, or I don't like this style of eating healthy. So I'm bringing hundreds and hundreds of different professionals like yourself to give individual perspective and knowledge from all different walks of life, and people can choose who they feel comfortable to learn from. Sometimes it's someone different or different that in their life and whatever growth they're going through. It's just a beautiful way to give people a starting point, affordable, and to connect them with amazing expert professionals from all around the world in all major areas of life.
That sounds amazing and definitely accessible. Sounds like a big piece that will actually make your program really successful and exciting. Are you on any social media or anything that we could have our listeners connect with you, or do you have a website?
Of course. So on my website is omnirisetraining.com. My Facebook is Laura Gindac Omnirise. And my Instagram is, one of them's XQ-SLESS and the other one is Omnirise as well.
Great. I will make sure that we link all of those things in the show notes so people can connect with you very easily. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Laura.
Thank you so much, Patricia and Julie, to have this opportunity where we can give people little bits of information on how they can start to improve their life without overwhelm, with committing too much of their daily life to wellness. It really is about carving out little bits of time. Like I said, it's not 50-50. It's little bits that you do consistently that's going to fill out the results that people want to see in their lives on a daily. Thank you so much again for having me. And it's been an absolute amazing interview. And thank you for having me.
Thanks for joining. If you enjoyed this episode, please follow, subscribe, and share with a friend.
Want to learn more about a specific topic? Follow and drop us a line on Instagram so we can explore it more with you.